Namaskar everyone, welcome to English language teaching class. So students, in this video we will understand the concept of teaching prose. So let's start it. The word prose is derived from the Latin word prosa, which means straightforward discourse. Prose can be defined as the ordinary form of spoken or written language that applies simple grammatical structure and natural flow of speech. It applies to all expressions in all language devoid of a rhythmic pattern. If we see the prose in the word of Samuel Taylor Coleridge, prose is words in their best order. Novel, essays, short stories, works of criticism, these are all examples of prose. Prose is primarily meant for learning a language. Teaching prose begins with teaching the skill of reading. The next step in this process is to teach how to read with comprehension. This is very important. Why? Because reading with comprehension helps the learners to acquire new vocabulary through reading and listening. Actually, teaching prose enables the students to understand the passage, to read fluently, to enrich their vocabulary, and to enjoy reading and writing. Moreover, it enables the learner to extend their knowledge of vocabulary and structures and to become more proficient in the 4 language skills, that is, listening, speaking, reading and writing, LSRW in short we say. You know students, prose is the best means to preserve knowledge, to preserve experiences, imaginations, ideas and transmit them to new generations. It enriches the vocabulary of the students and also develops the expressional ability of the students. Prose is basically used in the cognitive development of the students. Now let us see the objectives of teaching prose. What are they? English language teaching is incomplete without the teaching of prose. The objectives of teaching prose are somewhat similar to that of reading skills. Since prose is defined as the ordinary form of spoken or written language, learning prose helps students master English language. The more they read English prose, the more they acquire mastery over the language. The major objectives of teaching prose can be divided into 2 parts, general and specific objectives. Some points can be enlisted under the general objectives of teaching prose, such as to help students to enhance 2 major skills. What are these 2 major skills? Reading and listening, and also increase their vocabulary in English. Students can learn correct pronunciation and develop the habit of reading, and gradually they develop interest in literature. If we talk about specific objectives, some points can be enlisted, for example, to develop imaginary power in students according to the content and thereby enabling them to indulge in creative writing. Prose teaching can also help students in assembling ideas and arranging them in systematic way. Students become familiar with the writing styles of various writers. Now let us see the present position of teaching prose in teaching of English. Prose always considered important, but the method of teaching it are generally faulty. Here are some points that highlighting the glaring defects. Majority of teachers just translate English prose into mother tongue, and in doing so they feel that they have taught prose well, but actually it is a wrong notion. The teachers teach prose just for the sake of prose. They are after finishing the syllabus, and above all, they keep the examination as the main target before them. They rarely teach prose for making the students learn the language. Applied grammar or functional aspect of the language are not properly dealt with by the teachers. Generally, they leave it to the students, then they expect that the students should know all these things and they should prepare these items at home. So naturally what happened? The students will be compelled to use guides or cheap notes of the market and they buy all these stuff. Very limited number of teachers teach prose intensively in the real sense of the word. Hence, teachers really have to try hard to achieve the main aims of teaching prose. So students, this is all about prose teaching, and I hope you understood that how teaching of prose is important for learning language. Teaching prose with correct methodology can develop the interest among the students, and they can enjoy reading and writing material as well. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned. Happy learning.